Gentlemen, we welcome you to Baseball's Back here on Hamptons Collegiate Baseball League's YouTube channel, powered by the Eastern Observer. I'm Joey Jarzynka. Cannot thank you all enough for joining us here as we welcome in Westhampton Aviators head coach as well as the Molloy College Lions pitching coach, Alex Brosnan. Alex, how are you? Thank you so much for joining me here this morning.
I'm doing well. I appreciate being here. I look forward to it. It's going to be a good summer.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And, you speak about the good summer because last year the Hamptons Collegiate Baseball League was not in session, obviously. And the last game that was played was your 2019 Westhampton Aviators capturing its fourth HCBL championship in its existence. So let's start off with this, Alex. You are the Molloy College Lions pitching coach. You've had a little bit of baseball since 2019, obviously, at Molloy. But let's get started here with how you got started in the Hamptons Collegiate Baseball League.
So I first started coaching in the Hamptons Collegiate League in 2017. I was an assistant. I was the pitching coach in Westhampton. Dan Luisi was the head coach there. His brother played at Molloy. We just had some mutual buddies in the industry in baseball, and we worked a couple camps together. And he reached out to me asking if I would be interested, and I knew that if I wanted to make a career out of coaching college baseball, this would be the first start. And I can't thank Dan enough. He was tremendous. I learned so much from him. He let me run the pitching. He let me fail. He let me learn. So I can't say enough about Dan. It was great to work for him, and he's doing a great job at Holy Trinity now. He's a head coach at Holy Trinity. So that's how I got him started. And then 2018, I didn't coach. And 2019, I came back as a head coach, and it was a great experience.
Not only a great experience, but your first stint as a head coach in a summer baseball league, you finished the season 8-1-1. You win 5 straight, and you take the bull by the horn, if that's what they say, honestly. And the Westhampton Aviators, man, talk about the experience as a head coach in 2019, and really how you guys were able to finish with that 8-1-1 in your last 10 and win 5 straight.
That was a very special group in 2019. It started, honestly, from our GM down to our assistant coaches, then to me. They were all just kind of a product of the environment.
Yeah.
I had 3 great assistants. One was one of my best friends. Two formerly played for me. They put the work in. Our GM had us ready to roll every day with housing, food, all that stuff. And then I had an older team, a lot of guys I had previous relationships with. Either coached them in 2016 or 2017. And I was 25 back then, so I was young. And they just bought into me. They bought into the culture we tried to create. And we just kind of ran with it. We were good. We were very good. And I wasn't surprised that we won. I'm not going to say I knew we were going to win, but the talent we had, it would have been surprising to me if we didn't win. So we went on that run because our guys loved being in Westhampton, and they wanted to stay there. They wanted to keep playing. And they're still pretty good friends to this day. I see all over social media the guys still communicating. So it was fun.
Yeah, it's really unbelievable to see how teams come together, especially and really at the end where you win 8 of your last 10. Really crazy stuff. 2020, obviously, there's no season, Hamptons Collegiate Baseball League. But for you personally, in terms of the summer league, how odd was it for you not to come back and defend that title just 365 days later?
It definitely was odd. I think everything about 2020 was odd, honestly. There was nothing that was normal about it.
Amen to that. Yep.
And I was up after the season ended. I was still undecided if I was after 2019 season ended. I was still undecided if I was even going to come back in 2020. But I'm just a super competitive person, and the chance to win it again and beat Westhampton's an unbelievable place to spend the summer. So I was like, all right, I'll come back. I was going to bring Mike Cruz back with me as my assistant.
Yeah.
And then obviously everything happened, but it was so weird. I was able to see a couple of the guys, but 2020, I think hopefully we'll look back and, it made some of us better people and showed us how much we really wanted to coach, because 2020 was very trying on all those coaches, especially more on the players, but definitely us coaches who are ready to go on the go all the time.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And really exactly what you said, Mike Cruz, who's also an assistant coach at Molloy as well, if that's correct, right?
Yes.
So now we actually transition over to the NCAA side of things. And for you at Molloy College, for you, Alex, 2020 was not only a weird season in the summer, but even in the beginning of the spring for you, where you're in the middle of Cary, North Carolina in the Division II Challenge versus Cancer. You guys are 7-4, and then all of a sudden, your team led by head coach Joe Fucarino, you guys all come home. Talk about the experience that you guys went through in Cary, North Carolina, getting that phone call, and what your initial thoughts were when you heard that the season was on pause and then eventually canceled.
Honestly, we actually were home from North Carolina. We were going to Florida on the Thursday. I think that was March 11th. And Wednesday night, NBA postponed their season when I forgot who was it. Rudy Gobert tested positive. And
Yes.
so everybody doesn't want to accept what was coming, but we all had a feeling like this is inevitable. And a couple of days before that, one of the teams we were supposed to play in Florida wasn't allowed to go. So we kind of like, this is starting to take off.
Yeah.
And it was crazy because 4 days before in North Carolina, it was life is normal, and then it just sped up. The worst part about it for me at first was like I thought we were the only ones that were going to cancel. Then obviously the entire world shut down. So I felt more bad for our players and our seniors. You know, we were going to be really good in 2020. You know, we had like kind of like a storybook season. We had new coaches come in too, and everybody bought in. So it was definitely hard on our guys. But you know, we have such tough kids in Malloy. They're just so tough, as was shown the last 2 weeks. But they just accepted it, and they didn't let them stop working. And they just found a way to kind of – they faced adversity, and they didn't waver from it. You know, it was tough on everybody, but hopefully we're getting back to normal and towards the end of that.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, and especially because you know, when you hear this, most people would say, well, we didn't really think about baseball at that time. We just thought about life in general and really how to survive. Crazy stuff. And you know what? In 2021, you come back as the pitching coach for Malloy, and you go 25-11, 15-4 in ECC play. You guys had a couple of pauses from what I've heard, also from what I've read as well. But you still were able to win the ECC tournament and take down, or upset rather, the number 1 seeded St. Thomas Aquinas team that the Spartans came in and they were supposed to just run you guys over, but instead you guys ran them over. Really fantastic job. I was there for one of them. But talk about what the season meant to you, especially in more of a comeback fashion from COVID.
Our season this year was obviously it was different because in 2020 we were kind of like the underdogs. No one really expected much out of us. 2019 we went very good. 2020 we kind of snuck up on people. In 2021 that wasn't the case. We got everybody's best game. Everybody came into Mitchell ready to play us, and number 5 in the region when the season started, number 1 preseason in the conference. So we knew we were going to give everybody's best shot. But when it comes back to the one thing, we kind of just played out loud for those seniors, the guys that came back to the 5th year and put their life, you know, on hold for another couple months. And we had some of the best leadership I've ever been around from our players. You guys are completely bought in, and I think it was like mid-April when we got back from pause. We all looked at each other. It was like, we can't make excuses. It's just we got to take the bull by the horns right now and get to work. And we had such great leadership from the top down, from Joe to the rest of our coaches and our administration. And we had guys that were just so hungry, guys that had lost in the conference championship twice. And once you get to that conference finals at your place again, I didn't think there was any shot in the world we were losing. We had 2 dynamite pitchers who went out there all the time, and those 2 at home, it would have been really, really tough for anybody to come in there and beat us.
And not only that, too, let's not forget, too, for those Malloy fans that are taking a peek at their pitching coach, the number 1 seeded St. Thomas Aquinas Spartans were supposed to be playing at their park at Palisade Credit Union Park, where the New York Boulders play. But because of a scheduling conflict, Malloy was able to host it, if you will. Not the, exact host. They stayed in their respective dugouts, but they were considered the number 2 seeded team anyway in the tournament. But we're still able to take down the Spartans anyway in 2 games, both Friday and Saturday. Then you guys went up to New Hampshire last week to the Eastern Regional. Phenomenal stuff. You guys took down Franklin Pierce, Goldie Beacom, and won a game against Southern New Hampshire at the Eastern Regional. Talk about your experience this year, again, especially coming back from COVID, and really, you guys were able to get over the hurdle of the ECC tournament, able to get over the hurdle of the Spartans, who are regionally ranked, and then able to take down the aforementioned teams on the road. And really, you're able to see the light at the end of the tunnel where, okay, things are really starting to happen. And again, we can't stress this enough. You won a few games as well while you were up there.
Yeah, I think this regional was different than years past. I think we didn't look at it as with house money. People kept saying, I knew we had a shot to compete. Very good teams, very well-coached baseball teams. And it comes back to the thing when Tim and Charlie were on the mound, I didn't think there was anybody in the region that could beat us. And the two of them in the regional were 3-0. And so we knew our offense was going to hit, and we play phenomenal defense. So we might have snuck up on some people, but the coaching staff and the players knew we had a real shot to make some noise up there, and we did.
Yeah.
And once again, it comes down to the toughness of our kids. I mean, we stayed in 2 different states. We stayed in 3 different hotels. We were driving hours to the games. We had rain delays, rainouts. It was Memorial Day weekend. It was 38 degrees at one point. So everything that possibly could have went wrong in terms of weather and stuff out of our control. It didn't phase our guys. They just came ready to work every day. And our seniors, kept saying is to get one more day with the boys. And that was it. They just wanted to keep playing with these guys because that's how close they were. And we lost to a great team in Southern New Hampshire, well-coached team, a bunch of very good baseball players. So there's really nothing we could say about that. We left it all on the field. We have no regrets. We made some gambles and decisions, and guys who played and guys who performed that were ready for the big stage. So it just makes us very, very hungry for next year. Our guys are ready to go. It's all we've talked about for the next year. If anything, we had a great season. Not to take anything away from them, but there's one place we want to end up next yeyear, and that's no surprise to anybody else where that will be.
Yeah. Third in team ERA for 4.62 ERA in the East Coast Conference. You guys had the second most strikeouts in the conference, 310 strikeouts in 36 games played, which was obviously the most in the East Coast Conference. Coach, let's keep moving on here, heading into the summer and into the Hamptons Collegiate Baseball League. For this, and especially now that it is the summer, a lot of the precautions have been relaxed here in the state of New York, but the big thing here is that now we head into the summer. What from Malloy, or from what this year or this college year rather, of pauses and adjustments, etc., have you learned that you can take heading into this Hamptons League season?
I think the biggest thing I would say is that you just have to enjoy every day, because it could change in 24 hours. You can get home one day and there could be a positive test, or there could be another team who is positive, and then maybe you're not shut down, but your schedule's interrupted for a couple of days. So I think it would just be prepared for anything at any time and be able to adapt schedules. And every day you get on the baseball field, it's a good day. That's how it's got to be. That's the one time you really don't have to worry about everything else. You just kind of let it be. And our guys, I'm sure in summer ball, they're excited to get out here and play, but there's still to be careful about certain things. Obviously, we have a lot of our guys are vaccinated and stuff, but you just never know. You got to be careful, and because COVID's still around, and just got to take the proper precautions. And everything will be all right.
So this year there's 6 teams as opposed to 7. The Shelter Island Bucks will not be competing due to lack of housing. But from what we heard a couple of days ago from the league's president in Sandy Cruel, is that the Shelter Island Bucks, their whole island loves them. So it definitely is a loss. But now there's 6 teams here. So now we're going to ask you as the head coach, what are your expectations with 6 teams as opposed to the normal 7?
Our expectations are always the same in Westhampton. We're going to create a culture that emphasizes relationships. We're going to create a culture that emphasizes family. That stuff takes care of business, then the winning will follow. It's simple. If you can get your players to buy in and enjoy it, we'll win. I think on paper we have a very talented team, a very experienced group of guys who've had a lot of success at their respective schools. The biggest thing I tell them is, aside from the Cape, I don't think there's a better place to spend a summer than Westhampton. So spend as much time as you can here, buy in. And the biggest thing with Coach Luisi always used to tell me, and I say this to my guys every year, I said it to our guys in Malloy, one of the most difficult things in college baseball to do is to win a championship at any level, in any summer league, any conference. And with 6 teams, the opportunity is right ahead of us. So I think we're going to try to take that by the horns. We're going to get off to a good start, hopefully play fast baseball, play exciting baseball, and hopefully at the end of June, July, it culminates with the championship. If we did what we did in 2019, we'll be successful, and that's all that matters.
You had a player on your team by the name of Daniel Franchi, who went from player to assistant coach this year. Talk about the differences that you expect from a player who was on your squad to win a championship as a player and now looking to be right aside you as a coach and lead this team in attempting to defend your title from 2 years ago.
I can't say enough about Daniel as a player, and then now transitioning to the coaching side. Hopefully, there still is some baseball left for him. Hopefully, he gets a chance to play some professional baseball. If that happens, then I'd be more than happy to let him leave Westhampton and go pursue his dreams. I know he's still trying to play and get drafted. It's so funny. A little backstory about Daniel. Last summer with the shutdown, I coached a team in a blue chip league. We had Jason Cools on the team. Jason Cools won the MVP in 2019 over Daniel. And
Yes.
Every day I went up to Jason Cools in the summer and said, Daniel was the MVP of the Hamptons. It was so funny because the two of them became good buddies. And that just speaks to the character of Jason too. Unbelievable player, unbelievable kid. But Daniel, to me, he made my job so easy. I was a 25-year-old. He was going to his fifth-year senior. Already played here in 2016, won a championship in 2016 with Coach Luisi. And then he's back in 2019 and wins again. And he just took such a leadership role. He was batted leadoff for us every day, broke a bunch of records, played the game hard. He made an unbelievable play in the championship game, basically save us, get us out of an inning. Had a great year at Binghamton. And the big thing I just preached to him over the last couple of weeks talking to him is that he just needs to be himself. He doesn't need to be anybody else. He needs to be the kind of player he was, be the leader he was, and he'll be a very successful coach. I coach his brother at Malloy now too, David, so I'm very familiar with their family. They have a tremendous family, mom, dad. Very athletic family, work hard, good character instilled in all of them. And then it's good for him because James Messina, my other assistant, just finished playing in Malloy. Yeah. So they can basically just kind of go on this journey together. And I'll let them kind of have what Coach Luisi did for me. They're the same age when I started. Let them run the offense, but I'm going to, let them fail because that's what they need to do. Young coaches, they need to fail and they'll learn. And so just understand that it's going to be their blueprint on the offense, and I'll give them all the say in the world on what they want to do. It's the only way they're going to grow. So I love those guys as players, and hopefully it's the start of a good coaching career for them.
Amen to that, Coach, because just like what we've heard for a majority of our lives, and I don't know if you've heard it, but I know I've heard it, when you fall on your face, you got to get up yourself. And in order to get moving, you just got to get up and keep on going. So I like that mentality from you as a head coach. And hopefully that does translate heading into next college season as well for you. You had just a couple of years ago, a couple of players by the names of Reed Burke, Kyle Johnson, a couple others. They will be returning to your squad this year. Talk about the returnees that really are a positive for you, because a majority of the team, looking at the 2019 roster to this year in 720 days, is completely different. Yeah. So talk about what the returnees mean to you.
Returners, to me, it's very, very crucial to your success if you have returnees, just because they know how I operate. They know how the league operates. They know what they're getting themselves into. Just the little things like setting up the field before the game. They have the complete understanding of that. That trickles down to everything we do. They know that when I say you got to be there at 2:45, I mean in the dugout at 2:45, and they can not walk in at 2:45. I have a good relationship with all three of them, Logan, Reed, and KJ. All are very good baseball players in their own right, and they know their roles already too. Logan knows he's going to be the closer. KJ knows he'll be in the rotation. Reed knows he'll be that swing guy and bullpen, but if I need a fifth starter, he'll be that guy. So I really enjoy those guys. I'm very happy they're back. Reed and Logan from Florida, they love coming up here for the summer. And KJ had a tremendous year at Stony Brook. Transitioning from the closer them and to hopefully a starting role here, and then hopefully he's be as successful as he was this year next year at Stony Brook. So I've been talking to those guys a bunch, and they know that they need to be the leaders in the field, almost like Daniel was. And in 2019, we had Cheney Dodge, who was with me in 2017, and Eric Callahan with me in 2017. And they were both older guys, and they took on that leadership role. So now it's transitioned down from them when they're the younger guys to now being the leaders in 2021.
Amazing stuff, because obviously, as you brought up, it is crucial to bring those returning players back. But then the cool thing also is that you have a few local players that we've highlighted here as well, in the NE10 and in cross town or cross county rival Adelphi. You've got a whole bunch. You've got guys that have been nominated for All-Americans, such as Matt Alifano, Kyle Olson, who had a broken hand earlier in the year, who came back and finished their respective season on a tear. Tim Feliz, who really is another phenomenal outfielder, as well as a second teamer in the NE10, Nick Luke as well. So you've got a whole bunch of guys, and this is only Division II, but the crazy part is that you're able to coach guys from the JUCO level all the way up to Division I in this collegiate summer league. But for you, Coach, how weird is it to see or not even weird to see, but how difficult or even different is it to be able to coach guys from all different levels on the same playing surface and seeing all of their capabilities come to fruition on one diamond?
I think that's the most rewarding part of the entire summer journey. You get guys from not only different levels, but all over the country and different backgrounds. And my job is to get them to buy into what I'm trying to preach to them and make them create some lifelong friends. So to me, that's the best part of the job, is having, a kid like Matt Alifano, Division II All-American. And then we have another kid, Brad Chimbuku, who's the Division III College World Series MVP in 2019. And then kids from all over the country too. So getting them to buy in and just enjoy exactly what we're saying. And those four guys from Adelphi, I've known Nick Luke since he was 15 years old. We're from the same town. Those are very talented baseball players. They're well coached. Coach Bill INCL did a great job with them this year. And they've played a lot of baseball. That's really important in the summer ball. The guys that play a lot are usually the guys that are most successful. So Nick knows he's going to be my number 2 starter this year. I've already talked to him about that. Those guys are ready to go, and they had a very, very successful year, so we're hoping to keep that rolling. We only got to play Adelphi once this year. We didn't get to see Nick. Matt was hurt that game too, and so was Kyle. So we all saw Tim, but he had a good game against us. But they're going to be some of my main guys, so I'm excited to get working with them, and hopefully it just rolls onto the season they had and keeps it going into June and July.
Yeah, really cool stuff to see that, and to see what Malloy was able to do against the Delphi early on in the season, prior to head coach or interim head coach Bill Ianciello taking over when Dom Scala was the head coach at the time. Let's finish up with these pair of questions here for you, or actually the last one for you would be your message to your team heading into Tuesday's contest as we get set for a 30-game season, because we can't wait to see what this will be, and we hope that all the players do view at least this last part of what your message will be to your ball club.
The one thing I'll preach to them all the time is biggest thing is that we're here for a reason in summer ball, and we're gonna get better, we're gonna have fun, and we're gonna win, but we're gonna do it the right way. It's the biggest thing. Get our guys to buy in, have them enjoy it. And all the other stuff like the wins and losses will take care of themselves. If they're enjoying it, they're making relationships and loving their time out here, all the wins will come. And we're just going to have a good time. We're going to do it the right way, but we're going to have a good time. We're going to win. That's for sure.
Head coach Alex Brosnan of the Westhampton Aviators. They will be taking on the South Shore Clippers on Tuesday, June 15th, beginning at 5 p.m. That is the league's opening day. There are 2 other games as well. The Breakers visiting the Tomcats, led by head coach Bill Ianciello. Ospreys and the Whalers as well in Sag Harbor. I will be on the call for this contest against the defending champ Aviators, so it should be a lot of fun meeting you, coach, in person, as well as on the call for your debut, or 2021 debut, if you will. So thanks so much for coming on here, Coach. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you on Tuesday.
I appreciate it. I had a great time. So looking forward to Tuesday.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, we do appreciate you joining us here on the Hamptons Collegiate Baseball League YouTube channel, powered by the Eastern Observer. For head coach Alex Brosnan of the Westhampton Aviators, I'm Joey Jarzynka, and we will see you on Tuesday night.